Hello there! Welcome to the Clark Side. I am Clark. Before we begin, please remember to touch that like button, subscribe to join the Skeleton Crew, and if you enjoy the content on this channel, check out the links in the description below. It really means a lot to see some support. Thank you guys so much again. And now, we will delve back into a mythic adventure run with the Mythic Game Master emulator, set in Eberron. Alright, who remembers what happened last time? Yes, last time we finished raiding the bandit lair, captured their leader, and stole all of their treasure. We have used that to trade in for our former friend that was captured. I believe his name was... What was his name? Let me take a look on our threads. He might still be there. Nope. Well, we saved someone. We got him out of jail because we traded for the bandits that we found and their leader. And we got a small amount of loot. Treasure, where'd it go? Let's see. Mostly we got potions and things. Yeah, we have a total of 183 silver, 2,683 gold. Let's see. Actually, that might be a wrong one. Hold on. That doesn't sound like what we got last time at all. Ah, here we go. This is a little bit more accurate. I'm gonna delete that other one before we forget. Alright. We have 3,052 copper pieces, 714 silver, 85 gold, 4 platinum, and we have 5 gems worth 10 gold pieces each. An eye agate, hematite, lapis lazuli, obsidian, and turquoise. And for our magic items, we possess dust of sneezing and choking, a potion of growth, and 1 potion of water breathing. So those might come in handy sometime. Does anyone in particular want any of the potions? Because I'm kind of eyeing that potion of growth myself. Yeah, you never know when you need to breathe underwater. And that might be something, I'd say we keep the potion of water breathing just because we might need it later. Now, the dust of sneezing and choking is kind of a double-edged sword. If one of you throw it up, yeah, I wish it was like pocket sand. You throw it up, and creatures within, including you, within 10 feet of where you throw it, which is like above you, or just around, have to make a con save, and if they fail, they start suffocating. Because they can't breathe, they just constantly sneeze and choke. So maybe we sell it? Yeah, not great at parties. This is not the stuff people want to... This is not the dust. That's not the right dust. Alright, let's see. Do we want to buy anything? There's not a whole lot we can buy. even if we were to sell the dust, we could just start looking for our next adventure. Alrighty. Let's see now. I believe we roll up an event check, if I'm not mistaken. Alright, now we roll for which one of us it's about. 1d4. 1 correct. 2 bar. 3 dir. 4 raven. Okay, Durgand, did you have any NPCs listed out for you? Or any personal quests? Because that's how we start off the adventure. Is we roll what it is, and then we kind of interpret it as we insert kind of like what your backstory might involve, things like that, and we roll with it from there. We can roll for someone else if you need to. That's true. You could have heard a rumor. So an ambiguous event is an event that happens kind of secondhand. Like we find we might literally be hearing these rumors in just walking about town. Like we just overhear someone's very loud conversation. So we're in town. Well, we could be I think we're literally figuring out what we want to do with our gold, and we hear, and your ears kind of perk up as you hear someone, just some of the citizens of good old Stormreach here. And just some of the citizens have been talking about this new discovery of a religious talisman. Let's see if we can find a name for this talisman. Alright, the name reflects being healthily flawless. Oh my gosh, did someone find a fountain of youth? Now remember, 10 or lower and it's a no, 11 or higher and it's a yes. 10 or lower, it's a no, 11 or higher, it's a yes. How likely do you think it could be people talking about the fountain of youth lost around somewhere here in xen'drik? It could be a flask full of the waters of the fountain of youth. You know, I think that's such a good idea. I think we'll just go with it because that fits. A flask full of waters from the fountain of youth. Interesting. What kind of details did they have about this in this conversation? What were they saying specifically? Oh, I bet it's a bunch of gossipy girls talking about how they suspect one of their little clique has been looking suspiciously better lately than she usually does. She was sick one day and she was looking real, almost decrepit. Yeah, the wrinkles just went away. And they're wondering that's why they're so loud. They're mad about it. I like it. Alright, well, we'll add. Alright, so let's see what age, how old they are. Are they young? No, they're all fairly old. Are they middle-aged? No, they're older than middle-aged then. They're 60s. Yeah, these are some older women. And they're gossiping about how one of their friends, they're positive that she looks like, yeah. They're positive that she looks, there's no way, like they're in total disbelief that she looks this good. Alright. Krakul will kind of walk up to them and say, "How certain can you be about this being magically related?" Dimly harsh. So, they're pretty certain that it's magically related. They just tell us flat out, and they don't seem very happy that we butted into their conversation. It seems like they were almost oblivious to how loud they were. Alright. Alright then. Give us a location and we'll investigate. We'll snoop around if you can distract her. Invite her out to some fancy to-do or something. Tea and crumpets or whatever you do. Do they like that idea? Oh, before I roll, does it seem likely that they would like that idea? Do you guys think it would be likely, less likely? Oh, you think extremely likely? Like you think they're real petty? They do seem kind of petty. All right, so extremely likely. That's like a +6. All right, here we go. Yes, it is very likely. Yeah, they like that idea. However, let's see. I believe something is about to happen. Yeah, we've rolled within the chaos factor, which is a 4. That's the chaos die there. Because it starts, every new adventure starts off at a 4. And our other D10s looks like I think they're both odd. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. So we need to roll for a random event while we're out and about in town. Ooh. Alright, so we gotta roll. One of us, a PC, has something bad happen to us, and that bad thing is a dominated rumor. Like someone's speaking bad about us. Or we have a bad reputation that's following us around. Oh, someone's spreading rumors about Raven. Alright, so they are. So someone spread rumors around about Raven, and they're just. No one seems to be willing to talk to us. Except for these old ladies. So as you try to buy things, they're just turning you down at every store, Raven. Alright, let's see. What are the rumors? They're related to needing assistance at home. I think there's some kind of rumor that you're actually really stupid and that you're running around without any of your help. To put it a little gently. Interesting. Alright, well, that's a thing. We'll deal with that later. So the ladies give us the address of this woman's home, and they invite her. Yeah. Oh yeah. Only if we can get away with it. I got a few, and let's not be completely hasty, even though I'd love to burn down this whole wretched place. I got a few investments in some of these places. Old allies from my pirating days. I don't want to ruin all of it. Aye, the next town. That'll be a good one. Alright. Well, more importantly, it could be a waste of time if we're trying to look for treasure. But I believe we've got an old lady to sneak up on. Alright, so it sounds like the next scene should be us trying to sneak into the house. Alright, now, as we're about to head in there, we need to roll, I believe it's a d10. And if it's odd, then if it's even, something happens that interrupts us as we're trying to get in. But if it's odd, then things play out as normal. Alright, it's even. So we have to deal with something that interrupts our attempt to get inside. Alright, NPC positive. Trust tension. Okay, I think... Well, we gotta see which NPC it is. And right now we have the old ladies, and then we have the youthful old lady. So we'll see which one it is. Actually, we can just ask. Is it the old ladies? Yes, it is the old ladies who have, they're taking their sweet time to get her out of there because they have the trust has been put to she doesn't the younger lady doesn't believe them exactly. There's some tension going on with their trust. So we go up to the house, we kind of peek into the windows, and we can see them kind of going back and forth. It looks like the conversation's getting slightly heated. How long do they take? We'll start off with an hour. Do they take just an hour? And we're gonna roll a let's see. Yeah, we're gonna roll for a statistic check. Alright, here we go. Yeah, we're gonna guess an hour. That's what we're expecting. For the PC baseline, we'll also say an hour because that's how long it takes us to do a short rest. We'll just use that as a baseline. They take an hour and 30 minutes to get going before they finally leave. Oh gosh. Alright, so Krakul is just hiding in some bushes, and he's just peeking out of there. What are the rest of you doing to hide? Ah, it's that Fountain of Youth juice. Let's see. Durgund, are you? Maybe you're hiding. Yeah, I take a trash can and I tear out the bottom and I like shove the top of it over you so you look like you're in a trash can. Raven's good enough to hide in a tree. Where do you want to hide, Cap? How do you want to hide in this? We're at an old lady's house. It's just kind of a normal looking neighborhood. How do you want to be hidden? I think that's likely. These old ladies sound like they would have some kind of outdoor tea time kind of picnic area. So we'll say that's very likely. So you got a +4 to this roll. Yes. Oh, let's see. Okay, so we rolled within the chaos factor, but it looks like our numbers are not both even or odd. So nothing happens. So we don't have run into any special circumstances. You are, however, hidden underneath a table, and you can see some crumbs and things from when they last ate. And they start to leave. And as they shuffle out, Krakul kind of pops back around and goes up to the door. Did she lock it? No, she didn't even lock her door. Methinks she's getting a little loose in her noggin in her old age. Well, that makes our job a little easier. Alright, and he kind of slowly walks into the house. What's it look like inside? Oh, she has, like, her husband served in the last war, and she has all of the medals that he ever had won, all of his weapons. She's got her walls are decorated with just all of his accolades. Every newspaper clipping, everything is just plastered all over her place. Maybe we shouldn't be messing around with her too much. Let's get out of here quick before she comes back. Of course, we're finding the item first. All right. Like it seems, she would have to have that. Like, there's no way she would leave her Fountain of Youth potion just lying around. That's not logical at all. She definitely has it in a hiding place. So, all right. we'll start poking around. Is there... Well, let's see. Let's give it a DC. Where? How? Like, all right. We'll say. Well, I'll say a DC 14 perception or investigation to see where she's hidden it, and we'll say 13 for the baseline, for the PC baseline. All right, so it's 10% more than the expected baseline, so that is a DC 15 to find this this Fountain of Youth potion. We need to make a DC 15 total investigation check. Is anybody trained in investigation? Oh, perfect. All right, let's see. So there's Barce. I am not trained in investigation, so as we're snooping around, I can't actually help you. All right, so I'm gonna roll, and I guess we all take a chance to roll investigation, and if we can't find it, then we're gonna have to wait. We'll have to wait for the lady to come back and spy on her until she drinks some. All right, get ready to roll. Ooh. All right. All right, I want to know what kind of place did she hide it in? She hid it in... Oh, she hid it among some of her bottles of water. Like, she's got these little bottles of water stacked up close to what would be like a refrigerator. And it looks identical to all of them except for one thing. She hid it all in plain sight, and Durgan was the first one to find it. Alright, we've got one. I mean, okay. I know she's an old lady, but it does bear asking, are there any kind of magical defenses on this bottle? And how likely do we think that is? I think it's at least likely, so a +2 to the bonus. What do you guys think? Anything you think it's more likely, less likely? Alright, we'll just go with likely then. +2 to the roll. Does it have defenses? Yeah. Yeah, she seems like she could have. She definitely seems like that. So, at least likely. Yes! Oh, and both numbers are even, and the chaos die is below 4. So, while we're in, that's a yes, there is a magical defense against it. Let's see what kind of magical defense there is. What does this defense do? Oh my gosh. Alright, so negligence of allies. Alright, we'll say we have to make a wisdom saving throw, or we forget we're friends. Or we forget that we know each other. We have some form of mild amnesia. Alright, so I'll say the expected baseline. That seems like that would be fairly potent. We'll say the expected baseline sounds about like a 15 DC, and then the PC baseline will be 13, since that's the best we can do is at 13. Oh. Oh. It's a DC 15 Wisdom save, or we forget who we are, or we forget that we're allies working together. Oh, oh boy. All right. Well, we suddenly immediately forget each other. Oh no. Who on earth are you? And I look over at Durgand. Let's see. Does this have a time limit? Oh, yes, it does have a time limit. It's not. Yeah. Okay, so there's a time limit. All right. Oh yeah, and then we did roll before a random event happens while we are forgotten while we have forgotten each other. But before we do that, I want to roll. Let's see how long it actually lasts. We'll say an hour as the expected baseline, and as the PC baseline sounds about right too. Oh, it lasts for 54 minutes. So for 54 minutes, we have completely forgotten each other. Alright, so while we're messing around with this and we've forgotten each other, one of us has something decent happen to us that is a usurp of trials. Alright, Krakool. Alright, he gets something that usurps the trials. Like, that sounds like there's some kind of antidote around here. Alright, so how do we want to handle that? It's a PC positive. It's a usurp of trials. And that sounds like that's the most logical. That I know that there's an antidote to it around here somewhere. So we'll have to find it. But since you guys don't know me, I'm the only one who's rolling. Okay, That's a good question. Would the antidote be hidden? What do you guys think? Would you hide an antidote to something? I think you would want it to be pretty easily accessible, in case you actually needed someone drank it by mistake. It could be hidden amongst the other smaller bottles. No, it is not hidden among the other smaller bottles. Alright, let's see. I guess I'm gonna have to roll investigation then. But we do think it would be... It seems like it would be not hidden expertly well like the other bottle was. Oh, she could have it on her. Ooh, that would be... That seems pretty likely. Alright, does she have it on her? That would be pretty likely. So we'll say that's a +2. Alright, here we go. Nine plus 2 is 11. She does have it on her. They'll be gone. They'll be gone for about probably another 30 minutes or so. We've been rummaging around and we've been forgetting who we are. Like you just suddenly forget what you're doing, and you wonder why you're with a bugbear, an orc, all in like this old lady's house. Yeah, that would be why. Alright, it looks like we got... Okay, no. Nothing. Alright, so... Alright, yeah. Maybe she did. Oh, maybe she did, and that's why she... maybe she did, and that's why she forgot her friends, and then that's why... That's it. Her friends actually started to rummage around in her stuff while she was getting ready, and they failed their save. And she put it back, and all of them forgot who they were for a while, and that's why it took them an hour. Because this thing wears off after an hour. Alright, does anything happen while... Yeah, does anything happen while we're waiting for this hour? No, nothing happens. Nothing out of the ordinary happens to us while we're goofing off for this hour. Is there any reason you'd stay here for the whole hour? Yeah, you would probably leave. So I think we all just... I know Krakul would probably leave. He'd take all of her liquor and he'd leave. Alright, so that's what Krakul's gonna do. He just takes all of her alcoholic drinks and just he's out of there. So an hour goes by. We've all gone our separate ways for a bit, and then the effects wear off, and we finally remember who we are. Alright, so... Yeah. There be some kind of memory charm. Something to make you forget what you're doing. The old lady put it on her bottle. So it's not too far out of the question to assume that we regroup a little bit later after that. Nay, the old lady didn't get you drunk, lad. She only ensorcelled your mind. Made you forget who you were. I know there's an antidote, though. I remember I found what looks like it might have been one, stashed away, while the bottle was empty. So surely she must have more, or maybe she's getting some more out of her little excursion into town. Alright, what'll be our next plan then? A fountain of youth potion will sell for quite a pretty penny, I think. So it'd be worth it for us to look into it. I think that'd be the best idea. Alright then. We'll try again tomorrow. Maybe wait for her to go to bed, then slink around in for the antidote first, and then grab the potion. Speak for yourself. I've already got a bounty on me head. I'm wanted in 8 oceans. Not all of them are on this world, neither. Alright, so we'll wait. We'll stake out her house and wait for her to go to sleep. So we're back out waiting in the bushes and the garbage for her to go to sleep so we can get her potion. While we're waiting, what happens next? Oh, someone comes home with her. An excitement of exterior factors. Oh, it might be a history buff. Someone who's actually interested in all of her old heirlooms and stuff like that from the war. Alright, what's he look like? He smells bad. Alright, I guess it's her grandson if that's the case. That's the only way she'd let someone like that enter her home willingly. She's letting her grandson in to look at all of his grandfather's stuff. Alright. This is getting ridiculous. So, they're hanging out there all day, and we're just kind of... Krakul is basically napping in his bush and just trying to kill time. Oh my gosh. Alright. How long does he stay? Let's say... Since it's a new day, maybe 4 hours, I think, as a nice long visit. Well, that'll be the expected baseline. PC baseline will go with an hour. So 4 expected, 1 for PC. So he's up there for 4 hours and 10% of 4 hours, which would be 24. Yeah, 4 hours and 24 more minutes. So we're just laying around. And we've had a long rest, by the way. We've definitely had a long rest. Waiting for them to go home. Is she taking a nap yet? After her nephew came over? I think that'd be pretty likely. Her nephew, grandson. After her young relative. Yeah. She has to be. Alright, so we'll say it's very likely. So that's a +4. Yeah, she is. She's conked out on her favorite chair, kind of rocking back and forth. Oh gosh. Alright, so Krakul goes up to the door. Did the nephew... I think it's a lot more likely that the nephew remembered to lock the door. Unless he's just a total moron. Or grandson. Did the grandson remember to lock the door? Let's see, did I say it was likely or very likely? I said one of those. Yeah, that'd be a +4 total, so that means that he did actually lock the door. Alright, Alright, which of you has the thieves' tools? Barsay, is that you? Do you have your thieves' tools with you?
No, 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 not the window. I mean, that'd be fun. Yeah, I want to see that later, but no, not right now. Gotta have patience. Consider it a job opportunity.
All right, so we'll say, all right, you got an 18 on your thieves tools check. I'd say that's pretty likely that you pass, but we'll see what the DC is. We'll say the expected baseline and the PC baseline's a 13, and we'll roll our d10s here. Click. So the DC is a 14, and you definitely pass that. The door, her little door, clicks silently open and swings forward.
Alright, remember the potion. To cure us this time, we'll each take a little swig.
Okay, so, she's an old lady. Does she use commoner stats? Yes, so she's just a commoner. They have a passive perception of about 10. So that's the stealth DC. We actually know, we have a concrete, we know she's just a commoner.
I remember the antidote because I found it before we went under.
That was my NPC positive.
We don't go for the poison first. We take the antidote and then we deal with the magic spell locked on the potion.
Of course, we'll have to see if there's enough for each of us over there. Alright, so everybody roll stealth. Alright, we just managed to sneakily lumber in. And the floor, like, we're paranoid about the floor creaking each time we move forward, which it does. But she's over there. Snoring. Raven just sneaks in like it's nobody's business.
Alright, now we got to find if she has. Oh, that's right, she's got the potion on her last we looked. Last we heard. I couldn't find it.
Is the potion still on her? Yep, it's still on her. And we got 2 even numbers, and a chaos factor of 4, so and a random event happens while we're inside, sneaking around. Move towards a thread. Well, the only thread we have open is the one we're on at this moment. So something is an ambush of fears. Okay, so just as we get around behind her, yeah, she's having a nightmare. She wakes up from a nightmare and rushes out of her house. And she's just gone now. But she leaves, but in her rush, she leaves the potion. She leaves the cure or the protective liquid behind. All right, now here's the question.
Aye, that's a good point. We'll have to be real careful and real quick. Alright, here we are. And I saunter over to her little refrigerator of bottled water. And before I pick up the potion of the Fountain of Youth potion, I see if there's since there's 4 of us, the PC baseline will be 4, and we'll say that there's 4 doses of the memory protection potion. And then the expected baseline we'll say is just 1. So there's a possibility of only having 1 dose, and there's a possibility of having about 4, one for each, enough for each of us. Alright, so here we go. Okay, there is only 1, there's enough for 1 person. Alright, which of us is gonna do it? I mean, I suppose it only needs to be 1 of us. And the rest of us can leave the house. Durgund, this is related to your interest, so perhaps you should be the one to drink it and get the potion. And the rest of us will saunter out. Sound good? Alright, and all the rest of us leave, and then we hide in our hiding places. Durgund, you down the memory potion. Are you going to reach for the Fountain of Youth potion? Alright. You grab it, and you move out. Well, you drank the potion. Is there any real reason to expect it not to work? I don't think so. I mean, that's what we've all established. So you drink the potion, you grab the other one, and it seems like your memory is fine. You walk out, and we have successfully grabbed the potion of Fountain of Youth. Alright, let's get out of here. Quick as we can. Alright, we return to the ladies. Well, actually, we should... I say we do a little research on this to see if it's worth more to us, or to someone else, before we hand it over to those old broads and their bickering. What say ye, lads? I don't rightly recall what they said for a reward. But we can figure out if this is worth more to us from another party, or if it's more to them. Let's see. Alright, I think there's an actual potion that restores your health in the Dungeon Master's Guide. Let me look that up real quick. Ah, yes. Here we go.
Potion, 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 potion. Yes, the potion of longevity. There is a potion that reduces that it actually reduces your physical age by 1d6 plus 6 years to a minimum of 13 years. Oh. Interesting. So Cap, you can cast identify on this, and you're like, is there any reason like why you wouldn't cast identify on the potion of longevity? Yeah, there you go. When you drink this potion, your physical age is reduced by 1d6 plus 6 years to a minimum of 13 years. Each time you subsequently drink a potion of longevity, there is a 10% cumulative chance that you instead age by 1d6 plus 6 years. Suspended in this amber liquid are a scorpion's tail, an adder's fang, a dead spider, and a tiny heart that, against all reason, is still beating. These ingredients vanish when the potion is opened. So the only difference is that this one it has some kind of illusion magic on it to make it look like water. Or, it simply is, Fountain of Youth. It just functions as a potion of longevity. And it is a very rare magic item. So even though it's consumable, meaning it'd be worth half, typically, of whatever the normal price is, we'd still get a pretty hefty price for it if we were to sell it.
Alright, we got the potion. Presuming neither of us drinks it. Aye, that's a good question. Or perhaps we could trade it to someone later.
That is a good question. I mean, we can actually ask Mythic, and we'll see if Barce knows that this would be something interested for this deity. Like, that would kind of bring her into enough to bring her into the mortal realm. Alright, so let's ask. Let's see. Would this be enough? Yeah, you could roll a religion check. And we'll say the DC is, I expect about a 15 for this level of knowledge. Ooh. And we'll say 13 for the PC baseline. So, yeah, it's a 15. You do not know for certain whether or not this would draw her attention.
A potion of youth. Perhaps we could research someone who does know. Aye, but if someone were related to this deity of yours, we could barter. You know for certain.
Like, is this... Well, that's actually a really good question. You heard rumors that it was from... Yeah, the rumors were that it was from the Fountain of Youth. We could say that it was... Part of the rumors included that it was blessed by this deity of yours. And that's why it's related.
What if we were to give the water back? Back to the fountain? You think such an act might draw out the lady? Search through the jungle, figure out what's going on. Aye, to find the fountain.
Alright, so our next quest that we want to do is to find this fountain so we can return this water. And hope that this is enough to bring this goddess down. Like this act of good. Or, yeah, this of selflessness.
We could do that. Though, given all of what she had, it might have been an heirloom from her husband. Something he found on his quests. So I suppose either way we should go back, explore her house some more for answers. Where did this gentleman serve?
Because that seems the most logical. Like, if he's left her any magic items at all, and she has this one, then that's probably where it came from. Her husband was an old adventurer. He got it in some of his adventures during the last war.
Alright, I guess we're going back.
Okay, so, we sneak back to her house. Is she there? Yes, she is there. Let's see, we got a 4. And, okay, so the other 2 dice for the fate dice are a 6 and a 5, so those are not the same. Those are not both the same even number or odd number. So we don't have something crazy happen to us. We go over there. She is there. Is she asleep again? Nope, she is up. She is kind of... she looks like she's still kind of spooked from her nightmare. Is her grandson there? No, he is not there. So it's just her. She's up. It's late. I guess we just stake it out and wait for her to fall asleep again. Alright, so... because that's what I'd like to do if you guys are down for that. We can just do something else entirely.
She could have a diary. Or possibly her husband had a diary. Maybe they had letters from back and forth correspondences. It might have details of where the water is. And even if not, even if this doesn't lure down the goddess that you're looking for, we'll have found a fountain of youth. And that's a pretty penny right there.
Alright, so we wait for her to fall asleep. We wait for her to fall asleep. And, let's see. How long does that take? We'll say... yeah, PC baseline is an hour. Since she's been afraid, we'll just guess for the expected baseline will be about 4 hours. That sounds good. Oh. Yep, she is up for another 4 hours. Until she finally dozes off on her chair. And she looks nice and good and asleep. Okay, so, is the door locked again?
I think it would be likely if she was frightened. So we'll say at least likely. No. It is not locked. Okay, so the numbers are not both odd or both even. They are a 3 and a 2. Oh, wait, maybe, hang on. Okay, no, it's a 3 and a 2. So those are not both odd or both even. So no random event happens while we're snooping around her house. Alright, let's see. Alright, I guess we should just start looking around. We'll say the DC... Yeah, we'll say an expected baseline and a PC baseline. We'll just say 13 for both. Oh, so it's actually a 12. The DC to find anything is 12, so for each of us who finds something, we'll say that it's another clue, another direction we can go in for the Fountain of Youth. Alright, so what are you going to roll? Perception or investigation? One or the other as we're snooping around. Oof. Alright, Barsay, you don't find anything. Durgund finds something, and Krakul finds something. Let's see what we found. Alright, so Durgund, you found something majestically smelly, and I have found something that's cautiously reassuring. Alright, so... Oh, one of the clues. Alright, so if it's majestically smelly, it might be what is supposed to be an exotic perfume from somewhere very specific in xen'drik. It's something that we could be able to, like, we know that this comes from this one place or this one general area and nowhere else. So we have a clue in this kind of perfume that he had gifted her from years ago. And I have found something cautiously reassuring. Something that's cautiously reassuring. Yeah, a locked chest. It could be a locked chest with some of their, yeah, it's a locked chest with all of their correspondence. Yeah, I've found the correspondences that say where he's been, or where he's been stationed throughout the years that he was fighting. Alright, so we just grab that. Like, we grab both of those and we book it. We get out of here. Alright, what happens next? Oh no. So we introduce a new NPC. It's someone who is out for revenge purely to satiate his own evil. I think someone who was wronged by the husband who fought against him, like someone, like one of the husband's enemies, has finally come back. Like, he's finally located the guy's wife, and he's here just to finish her off, just so he can be satisfied with it. Oh no. Now, I'm chaotic evil, but even I have some standards. Like, I'll take this lady's old letters and stuff like that. And if she were to make me mad, I might throw her out a window or something. But when she's all helpless and like just some guy coming in for revenge, no. That's where I draw the line. Alright, so
Let's see what kind of guy we're dealing with. Something energetically fated. It sounds like some kind of undead. And Bartley doesn't have much interest in interfering. Well, it would be convenient to let this thing go nuts. Cover our tracks, make it look like it did it. Wait, that means it's seen us, doesn't it? Yeah, like we're going out as this guy's coming in, like he sees us. Okay, does he think that there should be no witnesses? No, he doesn't think there should be no witnesses. And all of those, we literally got all ones, so a random event happens while we're doing this. Some kind of undead creature, because that's the only thing I can think of that's energetically fated, has come to kill this old lady. And then something else happens while we're there. Move towards a thread. Alright, so we're trying to find this Fountain of Youth. That's our only thread up at the moment. Since that's what we were doing before. And it's a transformation of food. Oh, so if she had some magical enchantments on her bottles, does she have like little gingerbread? Like, what if she has like little gingerbread men that kind of animate into about human-sized little guardians that defend her specifically in case of an attack by this undead guy? Does that sound like a good idea to you guys? It sounds like it makes about as much sense as anything else, unless someone has a better idea. Yeah, we'll just go with the gingerbread. Like, her gingerbread men animate into about, like, guards and defend her. That's true. That's true. We haven't actually tried to physically harm her. And this guy is some kind of undead because he is, let's see, what is it? Energetically fated. So he's got energy, but he's kind of faded and like sunken, and he's some form of undead, like a white or something. So the gingerbread men animate, and they just start wrestling with this undead, and I say, all right, we can, since the gingerbread men are there, we don't know if they'll attack us or not. We probably ought to bolt. So we'll just book it, unless anybody has any reason to stay and fight. Aye, we got what we came for. I say we leave. And I run out in all of the commotion. Alright, yeah, we just straight up leave. Alright, so we now have some clues as to the location of the Fountain of Youth, or at least a Fountain of Youth, blessed by the goddess that Durgund is subservient to. Alright, now. Let's see. What? Alright, so we'll go back to our headquarters, back to a tavern, or a common room somewhere, some tents, I don't know. Like, we go back somewhere we can hang out.
order some drinks, and we start looking through all of these letters and things. Alright. So let's see. We said I got the letters, and oh, right, that's right. Durgand found some perfume. And that it was really smelly. It was some weird perfume. Alright, what's the perfume called? Like, just to give it a name. It's something that could be described as foolishly less. How about Satyr Musk? And that's what it's called. That's what this perfume brand is, Satyr Musk. Alright, where on xen'drik is it located? Alright, ooh, a 5 on the detail check table. Somewhere that would make us sad to have to go to. Somewhere sad. And that is gratefully fated. So some kind of abandoned place that, like, nobody goes to. Let's see. Oh, well, I think the Marsh of Desolation sounds about right. I don't think anyone will want to go to a marsh called the Marsh of Desolation, so we would be sad to go there. And it's I mean, it's a marsh sounds like somewhere that's pretty lacking in friendly, happy life. So there shouldn't be too many creatures over there. So that's where the perfume came from, and that sounds like it's a good start. So that's one place. The first place we can check out is the Marsh of Desolation for where the Fountain of Youth might be. The letters might come from some other places. Alright, so where do the letters come from? Alright, a 14 on our detail check. Oh, it favors PC, so it favors one of us. It's favorable towards us. And it's cheerfully glorious. Alright, so it came from somewhere that actually won't be too difficult to get to. Somewhere, let's see. So it sounds like it would be probably last chance, I would say. Because that's where people that's the place a lot of people come back to after their harsh adventures and exploration before they return to Stormreach. Alrighty. So where do we want to go first? Last Chance or the Marsh of Desolation? I vote for the Marsh just because I believe it would be more likely to be there. If it's a fountain, I don't know why it'd be anywhere else. Well, then again, the last chance might have been built on top of this fountain, and that's why it's able to stand there. For all we know. What say the rest of ye? Aye. So it sounds like we're headed off to the Marsh of Desolation. Alright, pack your bags and get ready to go. There won't be no easy stops along the way.
Alright, so our next question is, how do we want to go up there? Do we want to go by boat? Do we want to try and... We could spend some gold on, like, an airship, and that should be relatively easy to get across to there. Because otherwise we gotta go by horse or something, and we're going through all this jungle and a place called the Titan's Teeth. I don't want to go through a place called the Titan's Teeth. I would like to go by boat all the way around from Stormreach through the Skyfall Peninsula and just around that little corner there into the marsh. Any objections? Anybody want to do something different? Though I'm a pirate, so I'm biased against seafaring. Desolation. Last chance. Alright, here we go.
Aye, lads. Let's just hope that storm giant ain't looking for me still.
Alright, so we'll go and try and charter a boat. I don't know how much that'll cost us offhand, so let's say, I'd say we'll start with like 50 gold as the baseline and the PC expected, as what it'll cost to get someone to take us to the Marsh of Desolation, and then we'll roll our little statistic check. So 55 gold. We've got a pirate guy who wants 55 gold for us for him to take us into the into the Marsh of Desolation.
All right, now, is that there and back, or is that just for a one-way trip?
So is that there and back? No, it is not there and back. Also, we got... Oh, hang on. Nope. No double even or double odd, so no crazy thing happens to us. Alright, so... Yeah, he definitely wants 55 to go up there and 55 to go back.
110 gold round trip. Well, we can afford it. We've got the platinum.
Let's see, platinum is 10 gold, isn't it? Yeah, I'm pretty sure. So we have enough. If we spend, yeah, we'd have 15 gold left if we do this.
Are we all right with that?
Well, if it gets us over there, then I believe it'd be worth it. And who knows what other treasures lie waiting. Aye.
Alright, so we lost the 4 platinum, and we've lost the 80 gold, so that leaves 15 gold left in the treasure. Alright, we hop onto this ship. What's this ship's name? it's got the dumbest, stupidest name that we can think of. The Titanic. This ship is called the Titanic. We board the ship, the Titanic, and we make it over, and we head over to the Marsh of Desolation. What happens next? Introduce a new NPC, a mistrust of opulence. So we meet someone along the way as we're sailing down, and they have their problem, or whatever's going on with them, is a mistrust of opulence. So what is our NPC? Someone busily poor. Alright, so it sounds like the closest thing that comes to mind for that is someone who was shipwrecked. Like he's just hanging on to, yeah, someone who was cheated out of their riches, and they threw him, they marooned him on an island, and this is just him. He cobbled together a crummy raft, and he thought he'd have better chances out in the open ocean. He has been out there for days. We pull him up, and he is just someone. He's just lucky that he's on this ship. So that sounds good. He was cheated out of his riches, marooned on an island. He cobbled together his raft to get to us. By chance, he didn't know we were out there. We just found him in the ocean. So now we have him, and he's just kind of here. So that's interesting. Let me add him to the character list. Well, before we forget. Anybody got any questions for him while I'm doing that? Let's see. Yeah, robbed, marooned, wealthy guy. Alright, let's see. Who is he? His name is something that sounds dimly rustic. So we'll say, I kind of like the name Shaw. Nathaniel Shaw. Is that a name that I've heard before? Does anybody know that? Alright, yeah. Nathan Shaw is his name. So what happened? What did happen to him precisely? Oh. He was working on something, some new magical items. And that was one of the things that they robbed him of. Like his companions or his people that he had trusted, they marooned. The reason they marooned him on this island was in case they needed him to come fix whatever it is that they stole from him. So he had this new invention, and they just left him here to claim it as their own. Oh, interesting. Alright, so Nathaniel Shaw. Let me update this. So you're working on a new magical item project, and then your companions betrayed you, marooned you on that island, and then you thought you'd risk it all on the ocean, and you just so happened to find us. Is that sounds about the gist of it, if I've gathered it all correctly. Alright, well, welcome aboard the Titanic. he goes out to the ocean and finds like the worst possibly named ship ever. All right, so we've got this guy. If we were to help you out, could you direct us to your companions? You've got money, don't you? If you could spare some proper gold, we might exact some well-deserved revenge. Does he seem interested in our offer? Okay, now before I roll, how likely do we think he'd be interested in our offer? Likely, very likely. Any reason to believe he would not be very interested? Because I'd be totally down to go and cleave apart some of these ruffians who have taken off with his item. I mean, we could just stay focused on the Fountain of Youth. Either way, it doesn't matter to me. That sounds fun. Actually, we probably ought to help him out with that, just to go ahead and get it out of the way, so he doesn't have any questions. The fewer people that know about the Fountain of Youth, the better. I like that idea. All right, Nathaniel. So, yeah, we'll propose that to him. Does he seem to go for it? No, he's not into the idea. He just wants to go home for right now. Well, unfortunately for you, we're not turning around. You can pull your weight after you've... No, you can just pull your weight, no waiting. And I shove like a bottle of a flask of water into his mouth, and then just shove him back into some menial task like mopping. All right, and we head over to the Marsh of Desolation.
Alright, I think, I say we... It's not too out of the question to say we make it there, I think. But we do need to roll, I believe, the D10. Alright, so... We make landfall in the Marsh of Desolation. What happens next? Ooh, okay, so he's not interested in the revenge, so that's not an actual thread. Our only thread open at this exact moment is finding the Fountain of Youth. And we have a... Whatever this event is, we move towards that. And it is a triumph of a representative. Oh, we find someone who got to it first and is trying to leave. What kind of person is this? Yeah, what does this person do for a living? It's some stuffy, bureaucratic explorer. Like some wealthy guy who thought... Yeah, it's some cartographer. Some government cartographer who was trying to map out the place. And he knows where it is, and he's trying to leave.
Well, well, well. Look at what we've got here. What shall we do with him, boys?
And Krakul reaches down as he gets off the boat and grabs this guy by the scruff.
Aye, tell us what you've seen. What all lies between us and what lies beneath. You'll know what we're after. 'Cause there's no other reason for you to be here. Now, is there?
Alright, what has he seen? He's seen oppressive randomness. Oh boy. Interesting. So xen'drik is known for having... Basically the whole place is like the Lost Woods out of Zelda or some other kind of... You go one place, but it takes you to an entirely different place. Like it gets you lost real easily. He actually managed to make his way there. So he confirms that it exists in this marsh. But it's such a hassle to get back out. Interesting.
Alright, what kind of creatures be lurking in there?
Delightfully exotic. So basically, the most exotic creatures that I can think of are like dinosaurs and saber-tooth tigers and things like that. So there's all kinds of dinosaurs and prehistoric creatures roaming this forest. Alright, let's go. How much longer do you guys want to play for or how much longer do you guys want to keep playing? Because we could start actually exploring the marsh and maybe even get some experience. Alright, that's fine. We can call it here since because I'm also getting a little tired. Yeah, we'll save the actual exploration of the marsh dungeon for next time. Alrighty. Thank you guys out there for watching. Please remember to touch that like button, subscribe to join the skeleton crew, and if you enjoy the content on this channel, check out the links in the description below. It really means a lot to us. And without any further ado, I bid you goodbye.